Green Bay, what did I say? I said the Dallas Cowboys will not reach the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That they will find a way to blow it, to self-destruct. And that is what they do. Look, I wouldn't be surprised in the least bit if they beat Philadelphia this weekend. Because when they come to play, they can play that well.
And if I can just add to your point there, because they lost this game, that game's not that important to Philadelphia anymore.
Right.
Because they lost this game, that game kind of lost a little bit of luster because the Eagles don't have to have it now. Now the Eagles win that, unless the Eagles go 0-3 and the Cowboys go 3-0, the Eagles win the division.
Still a statement game, though.
A statement game, but more so for the Cowboys than for Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
But go ahead.
Absolutely. No. And here's the thing. Look, you guys know I feel like Jerry Jones has created a culture that is not conducive to winning big. Jerry Jones thinks, he runs his mouth, and so the players run their mouth. And it all ends up being one big distraction, one big show where you're not a meat and potatoes type football team. And sometimes you got to be meat and potatoes. When the going gets tough, you got to get tough. And they're not a tough team in that regard. And here's the last thing, Nick.
Yeah.
A lot of people going to blame Dak, and we'll get to that. They're getting worse. Because what was the strength of this team, we've all believed?
Well, they had Lawrence Taylor, and unfortunately they don't.
You were on that.
No,
yes, you were.
No,
you called him a generational player.
But
I believe it.
You did.
But I said, can we not call him Lawrence Taylor? And he is a generational player, but that does not make him being Micah Parsons, the greatest defensive player ever, which is who he was being compared to. But, Brew, is your point that they were looking ahead to Philadelphia, they were talking about Philadelphia already, and they weren't able to finish the job? There was around 3:30 yesterday afternoon, it looked like all the Eagles-Cowboys chatter was actually going to work in the Cowboys' favor. The Cowboys were up 17, and the Eagles were in a dogfight with Justin Fields and the Bears that it looked like, especially before Justin Fields got hurt, that the Bears might win. And it was like, oh, my God. The Cowboys finish off the Jags. They were up 17. The Eagles lose. All of a sudden, next week is for first place. The Cowboys would control their own destiny. And then what happened? What happened is Dak Prescott made two grievous errors in two terrible spots. One, the pick inside his own 20 that he had no reason to throw. No reason to throw. Eat the ball. Just don't make that mistake. And then the pick in overtime. And that is part of a concerning trend.
But do you put the pick in overtime on him?
Partially.
It happens to everybody. But Noah Brown's got to catch that ball.
That's fair, but it was also another rushed, somewhat haphazard. I mean, watch it. I mean, look at the, listen, I'm not a quarterback whisperer on the mechanics, but that doesn't seem textbook. It looked like he was almost hopping when he throws it. Come on.
But you got to make that catch. I hear you because he leads the league in interceptions.
Well, so can we show the full screen, Hubs? Can we show? I mean, this is startling what you're about to see. Oh gosh, Hubs. Hubs, that's not the full screen.
This is not funny.
That's Chandler Jones. Mush facing Mac Jones. All right, now how did that pop up? I'm sorry, guys. We got this is a professional television show. Can we show what there it is. There's the Dak Prescott full screen. Since he returned from injury,
that was terrible.
He has the most picks in the NFL. Over the last 4 weeks, he has the most picks in the NFL. Over the course of the season, Wilds, only Matt Ryan and Davis Mills have more picks. And Dak's only played 9 games. That's the thing is all these other quarterbacks played 13 or 14 games. He's played 9, and only Davis Mills, Matt Ryan have more interceptions. How about this? In every single game this year that he's thrown more than 25 passes, he's thrown an interception. These are all highly problematic. Now, I won't write the Cowboys off the way Brew has. Brew's in a weird spot. Well, you've written off the Cowboys and the Bucs, and one of them is guaranteed to be in round 2 because they're going to play each other in round 1.
Yeah, either of those teams. I've written off both of them.
That's my point. But one of them is going to be in round 2.
Tampa cannot beat Dallas, but Dallas could go there and put up a clunker and beat itself. Let me just say this to what Nick added quickly, Wiles. They still scored 34 points.
That's what I'm saying.
That should be enough. But the defense that we thought was Super Bowl caliber has had 1 sack in the last 2 games against 2 of the worst offensive lines in the league.
Here, let me show you the defense stats. First 7 games when we thought, hey, this is great. Now you got a little Cooper Rush in there. these last 7, and I know this was the big story last week. Nick, I 100% believe the Micah Parsons thing is an issue for the Cowboys of the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Of him sort of not only looking past Jacksonville to talk about the Eagles. I think when you look past a team, Jacksonville starts to feel some kind of way about it too. The Prince Who Was Promised starts to feel.
Before we get to the Prince Who Was Promised, I want to leave time for him.
Are we really calling him that? Are you
not
calling him that?
No,
now?
he's not. It's not promised anymore.
Well,
He's just the Prince. Who, when he beats America's team, I think he gets. It's like the reverse of
Everybody beats America's team.
Hold on, real quick.
Aaron Rodgers
on the Micah Parsons point. Wouldn't we think typically that if a team was looking past somebody, that means they come out flat? Or if the Jags were disrespected by it, that the Jags jump out on them. The Cowboys were up 27-10. The Cowboys had firm control of this football game.
That's a good point.
And then they started.
They start feeling themselves. That's what they do.
Right. And so I also think the Cowboys, kind of don't keep their eye on the ball all the time. But I don't think that's what happened in this game. I think what was supposed to be a top 3 defense in the NFL got 34 hung on them, and then I can't say 40 hung on them because the last one was a pick 6. And Dak turned the ball over in the worst possible spots. That's
192 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
Not great.
No.
Not great.
No.
All right, we're going to move on to.
Are we?
We're going to hit the music.
Nick,
The Prince Who Was
slow down.
Promised.
That's all I'm saying.
One door closes, another door
I'm
opens.
speeding up.
Cowboys door closed. In this game, the door for the Prince opened. 318, 4 touchdowns.
Oh.
I'll be honest with you. Looked great pretty much the whole game.
Oh, did he?
He coughed one up, but, overall.
That could have cost him the game. Don't forget that little phrase.
But he played well.
He did.
Nick, you've wanted to crown him.
He did.
Crown him what?
You've been dying to crown him.
He's been the best quarterback in football for a month now. The best quarterback in football. Can we show Hubs? Can we show the full screen of what?
There's a reason why you're not an actor. You're the worst. You're the worst.
Hubs.
There's a reason.
Professional show. Hubs. This is a national television show.
What are they doing?
Can we show the Trevor Lawrence stats? My God. Okay, there it is.
It's a good bit.
Oh, my God.
Since week 9, he leads the NFL in passer rating. He leads in completion percentage. He leads in touchdown interception ratio.
That's pretty good.
And this is why, Wilds, I was insistent on bringing up the Gatorade National High School Player of the Year. No, you guys laugh.
You think?
We do.
Okay, 2016, Trevor Lawrence goes undefeated and wins a state title. 2017, Trevor Lawrence goes undefeated, wins a state title and National Player of the Year. 2018, hold on a second.
Titles.
2018, he wins the College Football National Championship, beating Alabama. 2019, he goes 14-1 and plays for a national title. 2020, he finishes second in the Heisman Trophy voting, should have won it, with respect to Devontae Smith. 2021 is a total disaster, now 2022, the Jags are going to make the playoffs. They're going to run the Titans down. So the reason that I felt comfortable, Wilds, writing off 2021 was because of who he has been every step of the way. And I've said it before, I will say it again. There is not, other than Mahomes, a quarterback that you can say with absolute certainty you would rather have than him over the next 5 years.
There's one I can say. Josh Allen.
You're certain he's going to be better than Trevor Lawrence for the next 5 years?
Josh
Allen. He hasn't been better than him this year.
10 toes down. He did better than him to me. Did you watch the game Saturday night?
Well, we'll get to the
Trevor Lawrence can't do that.
All right, quickly. One thing he missed on his resume, he also made the honor roll and got an A+ on his biology test. So I just want to say.
And Kyler Murray's got the same resume with a Heisman.
That's a good point. All right, can we make a deal? He has Jets on Thursday. Jets don't know who they're starting.
Yeah.
Then at Texans, who are frisky, don't get me wrong.
And the Texans beat the Jags.
And then they host the Titans.
Yeah.
They win out, they can get in.
If they win out, they do get in.
Okay.
They control their
So
own destiny.
are you willing to, or can we play for the Prince's Who Is Promised moniker? that if they don't get in, it's been 2 years, make the playoffs, just like the baby goat did. Okay, then you're not that confident. Then you're not confident.
All right, nice. Well, I got something else that's going to challenge.
What?
I got something else. I got a blind reveal.
Oh, our favorite.
All right, let's see this blind reveal for the prince that was promised. Now, look at these two guys. One is from this year, the prince that were promised numbers, and the other one is from last year. You see the guy last year had a higher passer rating, better yards per attempt, more touchdowns, fewer interceptions.
Was that the whole year?
And yeah, because he missed a few games. But the guy on the left,
the guy on the right is Russell Wilson, who's awful. And the guy on the left is Trevor Lawrence.
Let's show it, Josh. Let's show it. There it is. But
Don't try to use my own bits
Let me say this. Look, you praise Trevor Lawrence as a prince, as royalty.
That's right.
And it's this year Russ has been horrible.
Yeah.
You said he's been horrible last year.
Because I saw this
killing him. His
Because
numbers
I
are
was
better.
Right.